Countries have addressed the International Court of Justice so far in hearings regarding the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories. This comes after the 2022 United Nations General Assembly requested an ICJ advisory opinion on the issue. Egypt was among the countries which made an oral presentation to the court last week. It accused Israel of deliberately making Gaza uninhabitable for Palestinians. More from CGTN's Adel Al-Mahroui in the Egyptian capital, Cairo.
Global pressure has been mounting on Israel since its war on Gaza began last October. The latest pressure came as dozens of nations went before the International Court of Justice to denounce Israel's continued defiance to implement international resolutions dealing with the Palestinian-occupied territories.
The UN Charter gives the General Assembly and the Security Council the right to ask the ICJ for advisories regarding global issues. This time, the presentations will expose Israel's violations over a period of 75 years. This includes Israel's violations to the Geneva Accords and human rights conventions. When we revise the articles of international law, you will find that Israel has contradicted almost all agreements and resolutions concerning this crisis.
While the hearings were not sparked by the ongoing war in Gaza, experts believe it will help the crisis. Egypt's representative Yasmin Moussa told the court that Israel's actions in Gaza during the past months are deliberately creating conditions to make Gaza uninhabitable. She also reminded the court about the expansionist history of Israel's settlements into Palestinian territories.
Egypt will submit to the court an oral presentation beside the documents that we have already submitted, in which Egypt have exposed the occupation as one of the most cruel and unlawful practices. It might not be obligatory or compulsory, but it has a very important and significant moral impact, particularly in this very important time where the situation in Gaza shows how criminal is the practices and how complicated is the situation.
The presentations come to an end on Monday. The Judicial Board may take several months before issuing its advisory to the UN General Assembly. However, the ICJ's advisory is non-binding for UN member states.
For Israel, that has not implemented UN Security Council resolutions, the ICJ hearings are not expected to change the status quo. However, they are considered an opportunity for nations to speak up and defend Palestinians, far from the US veto protections for Israel at the Security Council. Adel Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.